In the summer of 1789, the Constitutional Convention was in session. Politicians debated about adding a Bill of Rights to the Constitution. Federalists said it was unnecessary to write down someone's natural-born rights, whereas Anti-Federalists argued their rights couldn't properly be protected unless they were written down first. And on September 25th of 1789, Congress passed 10 amendments to the Constitution. These amendments are known as the Bill of Rights.
Of the First Amendment.
To unalienable rights.
Exercising their First Amendment right.
Sure, their right.
Exercising his right to burn that flag in protest.
Freedom of religion.
The media.
Right to free speech.
Our country's first national document, the Declaration of Independence, spoke to unalienable rights given to Americans by our Creator.
The truth is that our Constitution says that we are guaranteed freedom of religion, not freedom from religion.
We are given our rights from God, including life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. We as Americans believe our rights from God. It is in God we trust.
Religion is one of the world's most recognized controversies. It's been around since the beginning of human history. Many countries still don't recognize certain religions and don't give you the natural-born right to choose who you want to believe in. The First Amendment grants the right of freedom of religion, and it's a huge part of our society and my life. This is my church, Treach Memorial United Methodist Church.
To fully understand the relationship between government and religion, my family took a trip to Colorado Springs, where we visited the United States Air Force Academy Cadet Chapel, one of the first chapels commissioned by the U.S. government. The chapel not only accommodates many religions with different rooms and levels, but also has some specific history to do with the First Amendment.
Until 1973, all the cadets were required to come to church. And in 1973, the Supreme Court ruled that it was unconstitutional to require the cadets to still come. So since then, it's been voluntary.
This freedom is not only important to me because of my regular attendance at church, but because I'm a part of the Joshua Experience, a traveling music ministry. And although many do not share the same religion, the fact is that we all have this freedom.
Look, we're all capable of making sound and rational decisions. If I hear someone talking about something that is outside of my religion, I certainly know, even if I can't get up and leave at that point, to tune it out. And I don't, while I may be constrained and have to listen, I don't have to incorporate that as part of my personal beliefs.
Say, you want free speech? Let's see you acknowledge a man whose words make your blood boil, who's standing center stage and advocating at the top of his lungs that which you would spend a lifetime opposing at the top of yours.
Freedom of speech is recognized as one of the most important freedoms written into our Constitution. It ensures freedom of expression and the ability to say whatever we want to say, not only in speech, but in music and verse as well. Music is a huge aspect of my life. As a performer, I have to use expression as well as voice and speech to tell a story. Although speech is the backbone of open communication, many believe there are situations in which it is better not to speak.
And freedom is not the ability to do whatever you want to do. Freedom is the ability to do what you ought to do.
Well, our rights are clearly important, but we're also a nation that's based on the rule of law. And we all are aware of the classic example that's cited, that you're free in this country to say anything you want, but you can't stand up in a crowded stadium and yell, "There's a fire," because people could be hurt in the ensuing stampede to get out.
Even with these limits, it is agreed that a risk is taken every time one uses free speech.
Any spoken word in class, in the lunchroom, or on the campus that deviates from the views of another person may start an argument or cause a disturbance. But our Constitution says we must take this risk.
That's the risk you take when you speak out.
With every expression, freedom of speech gives everyone the opportunity to have their voice be heard.
Ready? Is the U.S. next?
Is America dangerously underprepared?
The flip-flop is the new sneaker, but behind this sandal lurks serious danger.
If you think you're immune, you better think again.
Obama's plan is going to kill you.
Not only lack of sleep that could kill you, it's sleeping too much.
Freedom of the press is another right given to us in the First Amendment. Although some consider the media bias, in which many cases it is, it's how our average Americans get their daily information. I'm the Assistant Director for the Marcus Organization of Broadcasting, and I film everything from local news to sports.
Feeding many their daily information, most people recognize that the media is biased. However, it comes down to one simple fact.
We've got more information than we ever had before. We have access to more information, but at the same time, we have the ability to pick and choose what we consume and what credence we give to that.
The final freedom given to us in the First Amendment is that of a right to assembly and petition, a redress of our grievances.
Although we have many examples of protest and assembly in the past, the most recent is that of the Occupy movement.
So many young people across the country are exercising their First Amendment right and are petitioning their government and showing their grievances.
Although it is used often, this freedom is not always used in the right way.
You have the right to assembly, that is assured in the Constitution, but remember the word peaceable is associated quite closely to that right to assemble.
But no matter how unpopular, this freedom is everyone's.
You want to claim this land as a land of the free? Then the symbol of your country cannot just be a flag. The symbol also has to be one of its citizens exercising his right to burn that flag in protest.
Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or of the right of the people peaceably to assemble and petition the government for a redress of grievances. It's the First Amendment, Mr. Chairman. It's everything we're about.
And it is everything we're about. From religion to petition, this is the land of the free.